We're back.
We're back.
Hey.
Episode 3, motherfuckers. Oh shit, I shouldn't cut.
Yeah. Wow, dude, it's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to swear because you left the Lord and Savior.
No, because like on YouTube, they have the thing where it's like if you cuss in the first 30 seconds or whatever, they deem it. I don't know.
Oh, you get demonetized? The YouTube gods come for you?
It's not the first 30 seconds. You already have that first part.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you worried about YouTube? We're not going to make any money.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Nobody's making any money. We are missing an extra special thing that lets you make money on YouTube. A yarmulke.
Yeah.
So via satellite comes Dan.
The infamous Dan, who we've probably mentioned in many of our escapades and
Yeah,
tales.
the last episode we mentioned how he stepped in his own grapes.
Oh yeah.
I stepped in my own grapes.
Yeah, the Nazi Rudolphs.
the night you fell asleep outside.
Oh my God! Where I looked you in the eye, I pulled my SIM card or my SD card out of my phone, and I said, "Hey Cedric, check this out." I broke it in half and crammed both halves back into my phone.
Yes, that fabled night.
Fabled.
That was a terrible night. That was awful. I broke a lamp or a lampshade.
What?
He slept outside for a good while. We left you alone for a good while.
I threw up next to a fire in an old chair. This was like a babushka chair too. I swear to God, my inner Russian came out and was just like, "You made
Why
us
was
proud."
there a chair in your background, in your backyard to begin with?
Dude, there's so many miscellaneous like pieces of furniture and just like from like I don't know 20 years.
Honestly, what happened was we were all jobless, and Lewis, he did one of two things. He spent all his money on weed, or he just found it. He just always found it. And so our job was to provide comfort. So I'm pretty sure at one point or another, it was bulk trash day, and we just found shit and carried it to the house.
Yeah.
To the garage.
Yeah. Do you remember the all the fucking clothes in your fucking garage that we just like
Put on randomly.
Yeah, made a fucking
We
bonfire?
burnt so many of them. Do you remember when we burnt a bunch of them and we convinced Fred to eat a hot dog from the burned clothes fire?
Yeah. And he's just sitting there eating it like.
we went to fucking Myers, and we got like meat. We got like sandwich meat and fucking did it.
It was like Arby's in that bitch. We had the meats.
And they were all like burnt and nasty.
Yeah, and then we threw plastic in there.
It was so bad.
That's because Dan was like, you would just make chemical fires, and you'd be like, it's all right, dude, and then we'd still eat the meat.
Yep.
I want you to know, I haven't stopped that. I have an incinerator in my backyard.
Oh, that's cool, dude. You can become a serial killer if you wanted.
Yeah, dude, you could.
I think it's a fabled thing. I think it's just something that's going to happen with age. You know, right now I got the training wheels on. I got to get past the manipulation and charm thing. And then, you know, from here on out, then I got to like Ted Bundy the situation where that's where it's gone because I couldn't be a lawyer. I'm a terrible person. Well, actually,
To be fair, Ted Bundy wasn't like an amazing lawyer himself, so.
Well, no, because if you hear when he was sentenced, what the judge had said, that the judge said he wished things were different and he would have been able to see him in the courtroom under different circumstances because he played a fucking game, that guy did. He was good. Didn't
he say like, "Oh, you're just a
Yeah.
It's like misled youth or some shit."
Well, because at one point or another, I'm pretty sure Bundy tried to blame it on pornography, which you know and I know, pornography would not do that. If that was a thing, you would be home beating it.
But like older people have that kind of like misconception of like, oh yeah, this would annihilate like fucking like teenagers and grown ass adults, which To be fair, sometimes does. What are you reaching for?
But I mean, if you look at it, it hasn't been porn or video games. It's literally been the generation that raised us
Yep,
and
that's true.
raised that generation that annihilated us.
I thought you were reaching for something, and he just gave me the fucking.
Cedric, let me ask you.
Yeah.
In a 5-day work week, how often are you just ruined by fucking just people that are older? Just the
dude,
previous
all the
generations.
time. I am the most anti-old person you'll probably ever meet, unfortunately, at this point in my life. I've just been in the front line of customer service too long, and now I just have this vendetta. I love watching them squirm when they can't use the Q and R codes. I'm just sitting there hitting the corner like, fucking simple.
Yeah.
No, even in my line of work, I face the same thing. You know, I deliver to people all day, and there's always the off chance that when I do deliver and I meet with a customer, they say, "Well, is that all? Like I'm holding it hostage." Like, no, I don't, here's your shit. I have no more of it. If I had more, I would have gave you more. What are you doing? Is that all?
Well,
You
people
tell
love-
me. You ordered the shit.
Yep. They
Maybe
love
you should
flaunting
say,
their
"That's everything."
higher up, like, you know what I mean?
There you go.
They like putting the keys in your face, letting them know they're in control for this one situation and this one situation alone.
Hold the keys above their face. Jesus
And that's
Christ.
why, and that's why we don't get the corona vaccine. So they get fucking sick and they goddamn die.
It's population control. Population control.
Hey, get rid of them. Get rid of them. We don't need any no more. We don't need any fucking Mitch McConnell head ass turtle faces anymore.
Apparently, that's
They all
what they
look the
say.
same. They all slowly start to look like the oldest animals. Like I don't know how many older women and older men resemble both owls and turtles. Huh.
That's pretty accurate representation.
Yeah.
That's them. They just start to get more primitive.
It's okay, dude. What happened, Alec?
Burp.
Burped.
He
Right-
belched.
Right in the microphone.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
He does that,
Oh,
bro.
well, it's better than like coughing for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
I'm sure my squeaky chair sounds better.
That's okay.
honestly, though, dude, I think you make a great serial killer.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think you have the means. You have the charm. You have the talking abilities. I mean,
You could probably find someone.
The thing is, off the record, I would be like, yeah, this is good. But like in front of the world, it's like, these are bad things.
you did find someone recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I would like to go into this a little bit.
So what it boils down to, the hosts here, both Fred and Cedric, I've sent them pictures of exactly how I found them. What it was is somebody stole something from my doorstep, from my stoop that I had delivered from a certain terrorist-looking person. It's the same villain in Superman. His company.
Lex
You
Luthor.
know? Same guy. I'm
Brainiac?
almost certain it's the same guy. Anyway, it was delivered, and within 30 minutes of being at my doorstep and getting the notification on my phone, I checked my Ring doorbell camera and then my other cameras, and it's just gone. And so I go back, I scroll through the timeline, and then I see somebody slink around, and they make eye contact with the camera. So that was the first. So that was the first way I caught them. The second way I caught them was they decided that they would sell it on the Facebook Marketplace. That's the second way, right? Here's the thing.
Smart,
I had to confirm it was mine. So I got with Lex Luthor's company to get the serial number of said item, and the serial number, which was engraved on it because it's a computer part. We won't go any further, but it was engraved, and it was right there in the picture that you would use to post to sell an item. So that's three. That's 3 ways I caught this person. Now, I tried to be, cordial and, hey, can I have it back? Blah, blah, blah. I've been in the mud before. I get it. No law. No laws when you're drinking claws. Just get lit. Right? So we go from there. He's bullshitting around, blah, blah, blah. And eventually he's humoring me. He's like, yeah, I'll meet with you. I'll give you your stuff. Well, little did he know how easy it is to find somebody. So here do we go. So I went to his profile picture, and in the background of his profile picture, there's very, very particular things. You know, he has a very specific vinyl, a very specific shutter, and very specific front porch. So all it took was because of Facebook Marketplace, when somebody posts something for sale, it shows a 10-mile radius.
Oh.
So all it took was to go up and down the streets until I found what matched with his profile picture.
Oh, so you just straight up like did some fucking 4chan shit where they're
Like
just
some
like,
Google Map shit.
yeah, where they just like find shit based on like wind patterns and fucking location and area,
Longitude and latitude.
shit in the background.
He's like a dolphin.
Yeah, and so I gave them one more chance because I told them, hey, you have my address, so it's only fair that I have yours. So then I sent them their address. And they still thought I was playing. So I showed up, and I showed up in my typical dad attire, which was basketball shorts, slippers, and a hoodie. And, you know, there was words exchanged here and there, you know, telling me how, you know, I'm this and I'm that, you know, because I'm calling him a thief, and, you know, he didn't do that, and so on and so forth. And it boiled down to all of a sudden, it hit him because I wasn't flinching at all. I mean, I'll die over a fucking Triscuit. I don't care. I don't care, dude. So
Triscuits are delicious.
they're all right. No, I'm thinking of Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins are a hoax. That's not real. That's just fucking cardboard.
What do you mean they're hoax?
That's not food. That's not edible. That's like, you know how in other countries people eat like clay or like mud or sand? Like,
Yeah.
that's what a Triscuit is. Because we're still chonky ass Americans. Anyway, so eventually he's like, hold on. Was it this profile selling it? And I was like, yeah. He's like, no, man, that's somebody that lives here with me. He was my cellmate when we was locked up. You know, he's off that. He was addicted to heroin, so he's probably still addicted. Hopefully dead in the ditch. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he turned over a new leaf after he realized how easy it is to find you and how easy it is to firebomb your house because there's only 2 exits. Anyway, long story short, I got my items, and near the end of the altercation, which at this point it's de-escalated, he decided he wanted to pull a .32 snub-nose revolver on me because his children were living in the house and he was worried I would call CPS. And when he realized that didn't shake me up, well, he just was like, oh, fuck. There's nothing I can do. Now, some people may ask, why do I not get scared in any of these situations? Okay, I'm going to tell you. When I was a teenager, going through puberty, I did not have a lock on my door. Every time I went to beat my schmeat, I was playing Russian roulette. Every time. At any point, my mother could have walked in on me just straight ski mask murdering my shit upside down. So general run-of-the-mill shit is just not scary enough, because when you experience that much anxiety, when you're as vulnerable as a teenage boy can get, well, we're gonna need a bigger boat. You know?
I feel like we've all had those moments of like, somebody's gonna walk in, but we've always had the security of like, oh, there's a door here, so nobody's gonna fuck with me. And with you, dude, that's gone. That's gone totally.
Well, yeah, because we lived in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm sure she could smell it. You know, I mean,
Smell what, dude?
Of course.
Listen, when you are a teenage boy and you're just pouring out testosterone, and now you're doing the one thing you look forward to, I don't know, it smells like serotonin. I don't know, because you're just oozing it. Okay, there's no way. Like, I guarantee if I had a son, I would know. Just it be in the air, like barbecue.
It smells like cum.
Something smells like boy cum in here.
Are you a screamy CBD?
But yeah, so after that, I will say that I'm still more or less worried that someone will steal from me. I just got some very controversial products delivered to me today that would single-handedly make a crackhead a force to be reckoned with.
Do elaborate.
So, I dabble in what the athletic community calls SARMs, which are selective androgen reuptake modifiers. Modulators or modifiers? I don't know. Modulate, modify, kind of the same shit. Anyway, and they're basically a step below steroids.
Okay.
And I had ordered 3 different ones that all pertain around your body constantly building and using the proteins you consume. So even when you aren't working out, you're just getting as big as a big person can get. It's actually incredibly harsh on the liver, which that's fine. I don't need it. I'll be fine. Whatever. But I will say the first cycle damaged my prostate, which, fuck it, I don't care. I just can't hold my pee. Big deal.
Yeah, whatever.
Another 30 years, I'm already going to have that issue. Fuck it. I mean, there's a lot of single moms out here that can't hold their pee. Who's judging them?
Right? They jump on trampolines and they pee everywhere. It's just like a thing.
I feel like a lot of women that I've spoken to have been like, yeah, I've accidentally pissed myself a few times.
It makes adult peeing your pants not that, like, indifferent.
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, is it really a big deal? I mean, we elected back-to-back special needs people to be president, so at this point, pissing yourself is not really a big deal. Like, we have somebody that leaned into cameras and just used a lot of modifying words to talk about very mundane things. Ida loves me. They're tremendous people. No, they're not. They're bad. They're xenophobic. They're bad.
When he didn't get that, like the KKK dude, like, I think one of, like, the bigger name dudes was endorsing Trump, like, fully. And then he was like, they were asking Trump, like, hey, dude, do you denounce this at all? Like, this is kind of weird. And he was just like, everyone loves me. I don't care.
A very strong deflect, like,
Yeah, just deflecting hard as fuck.
I want a sitcom of it. I want after he passes away, I want us to clone him, but baby size, like a dwarf person.
Like a baby Trump.
Yeah, and instead of everybody hates Chris, everybody loves Trump. And he's in like first grade saying, look at this art painting. Look at it. I finger painted it. The reds, the blues. They're tremendous. Everybody loves him. You ask anybody in this classroom, they say, I'm the best finger painter here.
Have you seen the 90 Day Fiancé show?
100%. I love it.
Oh, dude, remember Angela and Michael? Michael.
I loved that. Michael.
And she brought him, like, all the Trump hats and shit, and he was like, and he was, like, happy, dude. He was genuinely like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is really cool. I love this.
Make America great.
Here's the thing. People from his area are so pleasantly ignorant that when you have such a phrase like make America great again, and your previous idea was that America is great, that's doubling down. Mr. Trump, how do you plan to make America great for people like me? Everyone loves me.
Everyone loves me. Okay.
Trump 2024. How about? His fucking hairpiece is back here and shit.
Oh, dude.
No!
Dan, that's even better. That means we could possibly get trampled.
No!
Well,
I mean, not me. I won't get trampled.
Oh, no, dude. You're a meat man. Hey, show those guns. Hey!
But what if I did?
What do you mean, what if you did?
So get trampled. Like, what if they step on me and I make squeaky toy noises?
Bro, it's all good. We're all planning on going to this because, like, you know, this lineup is like, oh no, I'm totally going because this lineup is like, it reminds me of Warped Tour, like 2011. That was my first concert.
Do, Cedric. I'm gonna keep working on nothing but upper body, and I'm gonna need you to start getting your legs in the best shape and I mean, I want you to have a serious vertical. This is what we'll do when they do that fucking. I want to see some fucking blood, and they do the fucking wall of.
I want to see the fucking room split. Like,
yeah, when they separate like that, I'll hurry up and run to the front gate. You run to me, and I fucking hike you over the goddamn security.
Oh, yeah.
All you see is me just fucking go.
Yeah.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time I was airborne at an emo festival. Like I said, Warped Tour, dude. I used to crowd surf, but I would put my faith in these like little 13-year-olds. So I'd land in a pile of them and then just go straight to the ground.
Last time, do you remember when we went to Dirt Fest and I did a lot of wet cocaine and threw up, and they told me, "Hey, you can't do that. You need to leave."
Yep.
Cowards.
No,
Cowards.
Yeah, exactly. They tried to like kick you out, and I was like, "Nah, he's good." I just reassured them that you were fine.
During that time, it's dirty. It smelled so bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and they only serve PBR. That's a dirt beer.
It is.
Yeah.
But while we were there, there's a lot of crowd surfing, and I got kicked in the head a bunch. That wasn't dope. But do you remember that woman that was there in black leather who was like tiny? She was skinny, and she was in that shit? She should be the face for the Faces of Meth.
It's like Faces.
She was terrifying. And then do you remember that one girl we met who, like, she could have been our age? She definitely wasn't, though. And she was, like, really hanging with us. And I was just like, oh, okay, here we go. And then she was, like, fucking 15, and she was there because her dad was a band photographer.
Oh, shit.
Yes. And she was getting in the pits. And, like, I was slamming with big dudes. Like, as long as I could be slamming big dudes, I could hold my own.
Yeah.
I was fucking them, dude. I was.
Sex.
Anyway, she came running at me, and I already had a good amount of momentum. Like, I was gonna. She would have been done. I would have knocked her back into the fucking womb. And I decided to do it otherwise. And I caught her, and her sharp little baby elbow went in my ribs, and I was done with moshing for the time.
Dirt Fest is such a weird fucking, like, little...
It is a weird
thing.
festival. Yep. They don't really do it that much anymore because of the end of the world, but, like, when they were doing it steady every year, it was the shit.
Dude, you're making, like, dick motions at me.
Oh, and, Dan... I'm so glad you mentioned that because we were so not okay for that fucking whole event. Dan,
do you remember on the drive there, my fucking muffler fell off?
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
When was this?
And on the way there, do you remember this? We just picked up Mikey randomly.
Yep.
Oh, that was the year I didn't go.
Yep.
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah, dude, you had cancer that year.
Yeah, he had like the butt squirts or something.
Yeah, I had butt squirts. Sometimes you just get the butt squirts, and it just overtakes things.
Here's what's gonna blow your mind: the Coors Light that I have is from that case Mikey had with him when we picked him up.
Oh my god, dude! Do you still have it?
Yeah.
That's precious. Honestly, it is.
So are you, Cedric.
Oh, thanks, dog.
I remember the one Dirt Fest that we went where we were just kind of like walking around, and I swear to God, I saw somebody with the mumps. Just like big.
Robert got so upset about this, dude.
No, dude. I got like. Shut the fuck up. I was so concerned.
I didn't even know the mumps was still a fucking thing, dude.
I was so fucking concerned.
She was very lumpy.
Yeah, no, it was like all in her face.
Isn't that eradicated?
Speaking of that, Robert, do you remember when you was on your hoe shit on that fucking role playing / like, you know, drawing comics for hookers or whatever you were doing, and that one girl with the melted face was like,
okay, all right. Do I have to tell this story?
Yes, you have to tell this story.
God damn it! Fuck.
Let's hear it.
All right. So there was one time where I was on kind of like this role playing site, and it's basically like MySpace or whatever, where basically it's like glorified fan fiction. That's all it is. And some people kind of like.
That's a good technique.
Some people kind of like hoe around there, and they'll send like nudes to each other sometimes. It's like a whole thing. It's very strange. It's a very strange culture around that site. I haven't been there in a long time. I should check it out and see how weird it's gotten. But like, yeah. So I ended up talking to this one girl there who's role playing. Like, it was like comic book role playing. So I was talking to this one girl who was doing Poison Ivy, and I was kind of thinking like,
poison.
Yeah, she was very nice. She was a nice person, and we were kind of like just talking back and forth.
Personality.
And I was into her personality, dude. I was like, we were vibing or whatever. So I was like, you know, send me a selfie or whatever. I haven't seen your face. We've known each other for like 7-8 months now, and I just don't know what you look like. I don't know. And she was like, you know, you might not like how I look or whatever because I have like a deformity, and I don't think you would. I was like, dude, it can't be that bad.
My best friend has a deformity, yo.
Yeah, I know people who are unpretty.
Uncommon.
I know various people. Okay. Yeah. I love people of all shapes and colors. So she ended up sending me a picture, and she had a tumor in her face. She had a fucking tumor in her face. Don't make fun of it. But it was like a large like tumor that was in her face, and it was like dragging her face down.
But was it a friendship-ending tumor?
Oh yes.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I am ashamed. I genuinely hope that this person has like kind of recovered from said deformities, and I do wish them the best. But I was so freaked out because I was like 18 or 19 at the time, and I didn't know how to react. So I just fucking like
hard. It was hard.
I deleted everything. I just backed out. I just left.
Hey, we've all had our, you know, everyone's been on the internet.
If she ever hears this and sees my face, I'm so fucking sorry.
I wish you well.
I'm genuinely so sorry.
I'm sure, like, Robert, by now, she's found a blossoming internet romance.
I hope so.
I mean, since COVID and everybody's doing everything from behind a computer screen, as long as she, like, does, like, one of these numbers, like
a Marvel versus Capcom style portrait.
Like a side feature.
I mean, like, she, like, sneezes, and then the guy's like, wait a minute. What the fuck?
Hey, can you adjust the camera? And she keeps like adjusting, but like goes out of like fucking.
Oh, you can't see me? How about now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. She's one of those people. It's like one of those people that got catfish, which is so fucking bizarre to me now.
Well, she was upfront with me about it. She wasn't like...
We've been dating for 4.5 years, and I had never seen his face on FaceTime because he always say his camera broken.
Dude, my favorite episodes of those are the ones where they think they're talking to like some kind of fucking celebrity. So it's the one guy thought he was talking to Taylor Swift.
That one girl thought she was talking to Chris Brown. She's like, I know how it looks, but I think it's Chris Brown.
Do you remember that one guy who was talking to this girl who was using pictures of herself pre-car accident? And when he met her, this bitch pulled her fucking eyeball out.
She had a fucking glass eye.
Michael Bisping has a glass eye. That's badass. That's not even that bad.
I don't even like totally blame her for that because she was using pictures of herself, but it's like she was she's just fucked up, dude. Like, shit happens. Like, you can't control car crashes. You can't control what happens to your body.
I can't use pictures of me as a baby. What's up, Goo Goo Gaga, bitch? It's wrong.
Yeah, that is kind of... That's
the premise of the show, though, that, like, you're misleading people.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, if I post me as a baby and people are like, wow, that's a sexy baby, and then they meet me and I'm a full-grown man, they're going to be upset that they were
There's a lot of red flags.
I don't know about the sexy baby
right?
And then Chris Hansen's going to have to come on in and let them know, like...
And then there's a crossover, and then they, like,
I calls him Chris Hansen.
Ooh, catfishing and Chris.
Bro, you got an idea right there. Well, that's a banger.
They kind of brought... the show in some kind of capacity.
Catfish and Chris. I'm gonna have an internet romance with a baby.
Oh no!
Have you met this baby? Well, her mom don't like it.
So they did bring back that show recently. The To Catch a Predator.
Oh, I didn't even know that they even brought that back.
It's called like Hansen versus Predator or whatever. It's all on YouTube. They have like...
I'm gonna be honest. I guarantee almost every single one of those predators would actively beat Hansen's ass. So they should retitle that.
Dude, there was at one point some dude had come with like a full fucking pizza, and he was like, "Nah, dude, you're not Chris Hansen. You're not him. That's crazy, dude." And he was sitting there. Like, you want a slice? You want a slice?
Trying to bro down with them, like, hey, bro, I got the 6-pack, though.
And he was like, I'm going to have a Zot.
Binder, like, let's look at some of these transcripts. It said, I'm finna eat your booty from behind.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
He was like, you want a slice, dude? You want a slice? Here you go. And he was like, no, I'm okay. You stop that.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Then he was like, oh, all right, I'm going to have a za. He said za to Chris Hansen. And then he started like, just like, he did like the folding of the pizza, and then he
for his discretions and calling it a za.
That's kind of based, honestly.
Honestly, though, he should have did a power move, folded the entire pizza, and just started eating it from the center. You can't arrest the guy that does that.
Chris Hansen gets really nervous. He's like, all right, dude, this guy's no fucking joke.
Hey, fucking you guys gotta get the hell out of here. He will kill you. Bushman, disengage.
Fucking Bushman.
Dude, we've had so many crazy times though.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's been an endless amount of crazy times that it almost is like a fucking fever dream, and it's hard to distinguish what part of that was real, because a good portion of those wild times involved very limited sobriety.
Yes, I was about to say that, like cocaine painting.
Cocaine painting?
That
bitch
didn't have no nipples!
Please, sorry, let's tell this story, because I don't know if I have, but I swear it missed you.
I've heard this story, but you definitely haven't told it on the podcast yet. So
let's hear it, dude.
I'm down to hear it again.
After my high school romance ended, I kind of went on a long bender, and I met up with somebody named Cody Cole. You remember Cody?
Yeah.
right? Cody is now like a bodybuilder, a DJ, and a bartender, and a douchebag. But let me he was on the straight and narrow, dude. He married this woman, and she died of cancer. Sad. Rip him.
Yep. I knew that.
Anyway, and we was hanging out. I forget what the fuck happened. I don't even know how we linked up together. But we got together, and it was the first time me and him hung out, and we got pulled over. And he said, be cool, man. I said, what? He said, just be cool. We're cool, right? Whatever. He gets a fucking seatbelt ticket, I think it was. And he tells me, he's like, yeah, man, I wanted you to be cool. I got cocaine in the back. He had, what do you call them? Fucking cloth on some wood, easel? Is that what that's called? Yep. He had it tucked into where the wood and the cloth meet, right there in the folds. I was like, what? Crazy. Boo, crazy. Right? Whatever. So, we'll fast forward from there, because this is the first time I now get wrapped in, because everybody knows their first experience with cocaine. It's delicious. Anyway, so... I'm the bad influence in this story, because Cedric was just a little nice boy. He was smoking the marijuana cigarettes, and so I go to work with Cody. We're on, like, I'm not gonna say it because then it just shows where we were. Anyway, we were on the bad side of town. We meet this tiny man named Al. Right? That was his name, Al.
Yeah.
Al.
It was Al, and for all flags, gay. Gay is the driven snow. I mean, fucking driving. Right?
Like
anyway,
Queen. Full-on Queen.
Fucking hello, like part of Queer Eye.
That fucking rules.
That's valid question.
I forget what happened, but I was on some fuck shit, so I was trying to be in anything with a pulse, even the neighbor's dog. That's a whole different. Anyway, I think Cedric was over initially. Cedric and Cody met one time before that, and Cody had told Cedric all about the shenanigans and this, that, and the other, and one thing led to another, and my roommate at the time, which his name is also Daniel, he was my ex's cousin who was living there, and this plays a part later on. Cody and Daniel and me and Cedric were all blah 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 blah. Al calls up Cody. He says, "Hey, you guys want to come to work? Hey, we're kind of chilling. We're kind of whatever." I was like, "All right, I'll be over there." Al comes with fucking water paints and easels and cocaine and alcohol. So we're not just on one or on two, we're on three different things, right? So we're painting and everything, and Al is just telling this crazy story. Yeah, I loved the bitch. I loved her. I was finna marry her, but bitch didn't have no nipples.
What?
Yeah, zero context, but he was ample about this woman he was in love with lacked nipples.
All right.
The highlight of this is later on, Cedric was incredibly thirsty, and Daniel said, "Hey man, you want a drink?" And Cedric decided, sure, he was going to have a drink. And all behold, he has a drink of paint water.
Yeah.
Without a question.
He just drinks the paint water?
I thought it was pink lemonade.
Oh, you
was
did?
Pink.
I drank it. That's the last time I trusted anyone.
This is where it gets even crazier. I can't recall, and I'm sure Cedric can't recall what happened from there, but when we woke up, my apartment was spotless.
Yep.
The man did all the dishes.
Good guess.
What a nice man. The gay guy, right, Al?
Yes. Which, again, there's skepticism that he's gay because he was in a relationship, as he said, with a woman who lacked nipples. Now, he might have cleaned up because I'm fairly certain at one point or another, several of us were shirtless because my apartment was on the very top. And it was hot all
yeah,
the fucking
it's like your apartment was literally like an attic, but that they just modified into.
It was a renovated attic. It was nice though. It was a great
apartment. It was lit.
Right now, it would probably go for easily $700 a month.
such a surreal time. All I remember was trying to leave, but you guys wouldn't let me leave. But I'm so glad you didn't let me leave. I don't even know. I would have walked to Myers and walked in circles, passed out in the bathroom.
Yeah,
probably like that. This was around a very dysfunctional,
very odd time.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that.
We also had a air hockey table that we found in my apartment. And there was an abundance of very narrow holes in the wall from me and Cedric just seeing if we can land knives in the wall.
Yep.
Oh, dude. Remember in your garage when we used to throw fucking knives at the wall?
Hell yeah, dude. Dan, you did your fair share of holes. And in fact, if you go in that garage to this day, there's still cock and, no, it's a sausage and eggs, but it looks like cock and balls drawn on the wall.
Well, Cedric, you live with a hole that I put in you for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. Dan scarred me for life. He stabbed me in the hand trying to stab a water bottle. I forgot about that. Just kidding. I never forgot.
Really, that's all the context you need.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the story.
He made you...
No, fairness. He went for the water bottle.
I did. You know what I mean? Don't go for... There's a lesson there. Don't go for the water bottle if someone's trying to stab at it.
But here's the other context. Another lesson to take away. Here's the other lesson to take away.
What?
Urban survival.
Urban survival, yes. Don't go to your parents because they're going to argue on what hospital they take you to.
Yeah, honestly, my mom is not well in a crisis. Like, she cannot handle a crisis situation. She saw me bleeding and she almost passed out. And I'm like, bitch, it's not about you. What the fuck are you doing? You're the ride.
The wound was so deep, not only was subcutaneous tissue exposed, but you could see the tendon in there.
Yeah, dude. It was really bad. Even immediately we noticed, like, once we cleared away the blood, like, shit! And I'm like, what do we do? And you're like, we gotta go to your house. So we ran to my house. I'm holding up my fucking hand as it's, like, just shooting out blood. Blood got all over the walls.
Oh, but do you remember, though? Do you remember? You were a real one. You didn't say it was because of me until the doctor was like, listen, we know you're a liar because, for one, you're a myth. And for two, that's a fucking stab wound. And after he came back and his hand was all wrapped up and everything, do you have a cast at that point?
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even start telling people what actually happened until I was out of the cast. But this is months down the road. We're talking physical therapy. Yeah, I remember, it was a long time.
I remember coming over and then you just having like a cast on your hand, and I was just like, the fuck happened to him?
You like he barely asked about it though. I'm gonna be honest.
I just didn't even question it.
Do you remember me and Fred were in your basement just waiting and waiting, and you finally came, and I hugged you, and we both cried because I felt so bad.
Yep.
And then you were trying to, reassure me it was okay, but it wasn't okay. But in all fairness, it made you a very talented guitar player.
Yeah, exactly. It did. It inspired me. Like, it was the true kick.
Welcome. I'm gonna need royalties.
yeah, exactly. You'll get like a 2% margin of anything I make.
At some point when you realize you're going to fucking totally lose it, it's like, oh, well, fuck, I need to do something.
Right. But yeah, honestly, that was the kick. Like, it was like I was starting to learn how to guitar, but I was procrastinating about it. Dan did that. And the moment I got out of the cast, I was like, all right, I'm doing this.
Because you needed to move your fingers a bunch, man. They kept telling you. They were riding your ass.
Yeah. And for a while,
you had that thing on that held your pinky like this?
Yeah, remember the little machine? It's like I had like this little like Iron Man fucking contraption.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was awful.
Good times, dude. Good times.
Yeah.
I feel like that whole time era was like we described in the garage, the very dysfunctional time in our friend group. Yeah. That's when we worked at Federated too, and we probably abused drugs regularly.
Yes. Yes.
Y'all used to just like piss in the corner.
Yep.
That did happen a lot. We pissed in the crack.
Yep.
We would all go into the corner and then piss in the crack. I don't know who started it. Which one of us?
I think Mike did it sarcastically once, and then we just never stopped.
Yeah.
Rip him.
What were you about to say, dude?
I'm going to dial it back to 2 one-on-one stories. I'm going to start with me and Robert first. Do you remember the first time I stayed the night at your house and we threw oranges at your neighbor's door out of the only reason Because they were Latino.
Stop. Yeah, we were pieces of shit.
Someone's getting edited out.
I know we are very cool with them now. We are very my neighbors are very nice with us now. I love them very much. No, like we actually care for them a lot. But I was a little piece of shit, and I decided, no, somebody else.
Vandalism was a part of our childhood.
Somebody else's idea. Wasn't it?
It was me.
Tropical, sorry.
Was it you?
It was probably 100% me. I probably was like, yo, te gusta naranjas.
I thought it was like
I can't.
I thought it was Eddie.
No, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there? I thought he was.
No, it was the first time I ever stayed the night at your house solo. Because usually I always partner with Brandon.
Okay.
But Brandon, I think during that time, he was up Brandy's ass.
Probably.
Yeah, I remember that.
We just decided, hey, let's toss these fucking oranges at their house.
Oh, we fucking beamed them bitches, like, cocked back, like, that shit was low, like...
Oh,
dude, it was loud as shit. And your dad. I had never feared your father before, but as I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, your dad's at the end. He was gonna whoop our fucking ass.
I was in legitimate trouble after that. He was like, I'm taking all your shit after this, and we didn't raise you like that, so you're not doing that shit no more.
You got him grounded,
but in all fairness, he raised us a little like that because your dog had a hair trigger when you said the word Osama.
Yeah, I remember that. My dog, because we got our dogs like right after 9/11, dude.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Around that time. He trained them.
This is getting dicey.
It was like before. No, we got them before 9/11. So they trained the dogs whenever somebody would come at the door or some shit, he'd be like, Osama bin Laden. And then the dogs, like, the hair on the back of their neck just, like, stood up.
That's just the bomb.
Honestly, that's true patriotism. Your dogs were American heroes.
Yeah, dude.
No,
Oh, dude, too many good times. That's another thing. We're all like, we've all known each other for 20 years or some crazy shit.
Long time. Ashton, I don't even know what you look like, so you're not even real. For all I know, you're a fever dream in my head from steroids.
Who's Snowden?
Edward Snowden. Remember the weird fucking like incident with we were fucking around with the Ouija board at Brandon's house?
Oh shit. There were too many fucking times.
And we were in the basement and we heard like banging upstairs, and then we went upstairs. Like nobody else was home. We went upstairs and the fucking like the stove was just like rocking back and forth, and it was like do 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 do, and then like a fucking pizza box flew off.
It was the mices. It's the ghetto. It was the mices.
So a mice made a fucking pizza box fly across.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Brandon's house was like weird as fuck. The one on Capitol.
Yeah.
That shit was weird.
That's a strange place.
It had the spooky dookies in it, for sure.
Yeah. What did you see? You saw like a fucking face or some shit?
Here's the thing. I used to skip school if I coughed wrong. Okay? And I was sick. And I was all hopped up on NyQuil. And I had no intention of going to school at all, by any means. But I went to school that day because I freaked out because I woke up out of a NyQuil coma to the pitter-patter of little feet. And I felt like somebody was just like this close in my face.
Oh, no.
And so I stumbled and mumbled some drunk shit and then went to school.
Oh, cool.
But,
Dude.
Speaking of school, Cedric, this is a callback to when I said a story with you. Do you remember when we had economy together and we had Droopy Dog in class?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Droopy Dog.
Droopy Dog?
It was this girl that was probably already discovered Xanax.
Okay, she was 100% a hot Cheeto girl. Take it for that. But she would always be like, man, now let me ask you, why are you giving us this dumbass homework? Like, there was no effort in her voice. So, like, a voice you projected, right? Hers was just like, just that's it.
Like,
it was like every word came out with zero emphasis and zero vocal cord structure. It was just, oh bother, I seem to have busted a nut. Like, it just
oh brother. Didn't you and Fred think you saw like a face or some shit one time in his basement?
It was me. It was my face.
It was like you guys were like laying on the bed and you like looked down or whatever, and there was like some little kid looking back up at you or some shit. That's
ooh, I remember that. I remember that wholeheartedly.
Okay, please tell, because I feel like I've tried to tell it before and it just doesn't.
Okay, so in the basement, during this time I lived in the basement, and again, we got trash furniture. We found couches that somebody's thrown away, and we just brought them down to the basement. Now, during this time, if you take a square, right, you look at a square, bam, bam, right? The couches were like right here and right here. It was a sectional. And my bed was right here because the TV was right here, and I could lay at the head and watch the TV, right? And I think it was another day. I think this might have been me and Fred. I don't know if Brandon was there, or it might have been Brandon, Fred, and me. But either way, we were all there, and we were just hanging the fuck out. And right there, I think me and Fred were chilling in my bed because we was always on that gay shit. And Brandon was on the couch, or he was sitting at the bed because we were getting ready to do something. We were always getting into hijinks. And by the couch, it looked like somebody was just like right there, like, what up, sucker? But it was so quick and startling. But here's the worst part. Now, remember the square I designed, right?
Yeah.
Right there. With everything right there, if we're here, right, the bed, and the sofa's here, and the goblin is over here, the stairs are parallel to the goblin. So to get away from said goblin, you had to walk right past where it may or may not be. Spooky.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's not cool, dude.
I don't like that. I mean, this
That
is
makes me
easily almost 7, 8, maybe even 11 years. God, we're old. 11 years ago? So, I mean, it is foggy, but it's something that stands out that I recall, and if you ask Fred, he may relay it differently, but that is the gist of how it went down. Because I do know I was living there during that time, because after I moved out, shortly after Brandon's family moved out, because that's personal.
Yeah.
It's so weird how like little shit like that sticks out so far in your mind, where it's like the time that you guys had gone to like the park around the corner when we were all at Sed's house, and that's the time you guys saw Zach's dick, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Well,
His
you guys
very purple dinosaur dick.
Is purple the right color?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh man.
When you guys were around the corner or whatever, I was fucking around with the computer because I tried doing like the podcast thing like a long time ago, but it was shitty because we were teenagers. And I tried like fucking around on my computer for a while, and I remember sitting there and I heard like in Zach's voice, "Hey Robert," and I just looked up and there was like nobody there.
But it was his dick. Ooh.
Yeah, it was just Zach sitting there without pants on.
And then I like looked all around the fucking house, and I went I even like went out to the garage and shit. I'm like, there's nobody fucking here. Who the fuck was that? And I just like ran around the corner to the fucking park or whatever, and I was like, yeah, that was not cool. I didn't like that.
Oh, I remember you came to the park and you were disgruntled. You had a fucking bugaboo up your ass.
Well, Bugaboo was trying to fucking get me, bro.
Hey, you know what? You just be like that.
Yeah. Weird shit. But, you know, full disclosure, though, we did a lot of fucking drugs around this time era. So, like, you know, I'm not going to dismay the paranormal. But, man, we were really high. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I still remember, like, Dan, like, when you got, like, high on acid and we were watching Samurai Cop.
Oh, God.
Samurai Cop is cool.
Dan was schmelting. He couldn't handle the movie.
the one side character, because it's like a Lethal Weapon thing where it's like a black cop and a white cop. And the dude playing the black cop had a very melty face.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember the scene where I fucking lost it completely?
Yep, I remember the scene.
So there's a chain link fence, and Mr. Samurai Cop, a white fellow with long hair and what would be a handsome face in the 80s, but now a very concerning face.
Yeah.
Now you don't want him around your food.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. If you go to the airport and you get like Del Taco or something, and he's the guy giving it to you, you're going to Cinnabon.
Yeah. Yep.
But he climbs over the fence, jumps over, right? The I guess I don't want to say sidekick, but it was almost a sidekick. He was not as important. Rolls under the fence, and he goes, "Why'd you go under it?" And the cop says, and I quote, "Because I'm an undercover cop." And the social boundary exploded for me because in my brain, that was just full of research chemical acid, could not fathom that somebody would say something so fucking just, what is the word? Cliche almost. Like
stupid.
You would say that. You know, like, I couldn't handle. And I remember laughing like a lunatic in Robert's room, just spinning, laughing. My face is red, my mouth is ajar, just and Robert's just like, "You gotta calm down, dude."
No, dude. The story he's talking about, no, that was in your room because Hector was there.
No, that was in your basement.
Nah, dude.
No, dude, it was at his house.
No, because we took. Was it?
Yeah, dude. You were too high.
We ended up at Cedric's basement because I tell you what, I got the acid from Lewis.
Yeah.
Because he had it in tinfoil, and he was like, "Hey, does anyone want to do this acid with me?"
No, because I thought
I did it.
Because I thought that's the day when we walked around the corner or whatever when we saw like
and there was a goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that day. Literally, we were at your house, but
we started at your house.
Me and Lewis were being so overwhelmingly loud that we went to Cedric's house because nobody's ever at Cedric's house, and we just decided to take a walk because being contained was way too hard for any of us. And a neighbor just had a goat in their backyard, and I was tripping, and everybody was tripping, but it boiled down to, is that a real goat?
Yeah, we were walking to like CVS to get like candy or some shit. And as we're walking around the corner, all I hear is just,
and we all were shook. We were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, you guys were like, "Dude, you're tripping. You're not seeing."
No, I heard it.
No, you guys said at first. I'm the first person that heard it, and I like stopped and I'm looking around. I'm like, and you're like, "Dude, you're fucking tripping right now. You're tripping." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You don't hear that?" And everyone, like, we all stopped. And then I just remember Dan running and, like, hopping the fence for, like, 2 seconds. And then seeing the fucking goat and then reporting back to us. It was one of the strangest fucking experiences I've ever had. Genuinely one of the strangest fucking things that's ever happened to us. Like, I just remember, like, him talking about, like, yeah, it was like a goat sitting underneath a light, that was like...
Yeah, just in a person's driveway, their fenced-in driveway.
Bro, where else are you going to put the fucking goat?
I don't know, but I remembered that so poor. Like, that's such an ingrained memory that if I was back in your neighborhood and we walked down the street, I know I could find the fucking house. I know I would know for sure it was that house. Because I remember this night, because later on in the night, it's what traumatized me, that set me in my ways of saying, I fucking hate Lewis. Because he kept trying to make me play fucking Outlast. And I was too far gone. And I was in that stage because, you know, when you get research chemicals and not like true acid, you go through those like physical, like your body's super tense.
Yep.
I was in that stage where I was just like, oh God, okay, and Lewis is like, hey man, look at this game. You know, you boo man child. Like, and he kept trying to get me to play it, and I couldn't. I didn't get the game. I didn't understand it. Honestly, I bought it. I bought the whole series now. I got, you know, Outlast 1, 2. I got Outlast and it's Whistleblower DLC. I don't fucking get it. I don't know why it's fun. You don't fight nothing. You run away. I'm no bitch. I don't run from danger. I don't want to play the game.
Yeah. You know, I feel that too. Like, you know, after the first one, you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Like, it would be scary, like, in VR and, like, under the influence of something else, but during acid, like, you can't even really fathom fear.
Yeah, you can't really, like, lock it down with video games. And if you can, well, you're a stronger mind than I don't know, but I just can't.
It requires a significantly lower IQ, like Lewis possesses.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. I forgot what I
was Too many times though, dude.
The Slender Man game. Remember that shit?
That was kind of fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Honestly, like I thought they did a great fucking job in that game.
When we were like first fucking playing it all, I forget whose computer we were playing it on.
I still hear the sounds.
Yeah, fuck that game, dude. Fuck that game. That game fucked us up. Especially because of the weird haunted house situation at Brandon's.
Yeah.
So when we were playing that all in the fucking basement, we were just like wigging the fuck out.
Yeah.
Remember that his basement had those big ass fucking like wolf spiders?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, full circle. Like back to the NyQuil fever dreams. Back when me and you used to drink a lot, and you convinced me that there was a fucking spider on my back.
Oh, what happened? Oh, I know what happened. We got super high on sleeping pills. And we were in your basement. And I was like, bro, can I turn this lamp off? And you're like, yeah. And I got up and I grabbed the whole lamp. Instead of just turning it off, I manhandled it. Like, come here, bitch. This is the 1950s and you burnt the casserole. You know what I mean? And when I grabbed it, all the dust fell out of the top. And because, you know, you live in a house with nothing but women, and women are disgusting creatures, and they just shed. There's hair holding the dust collectively, and we were already fucking wow, just gone. So when the dust came out, it landed on your back, and we were just trying to chill. We were like on the come down, like finally gonna be able to sleep. And it landed on your back, and I was like, bro, there's a fucking spider on your back. And you roll up.
Dude, I started like losing my mind. I take it off my shirt as slowly as possible. Once he realized I was actually panicking, he's like, dude, relax, there wasn't.
Oh man. There's so many times, there's so many scenarios that could be elaborated on. Like one of the many times I've lived at your house, you remember it was when I was a moron and had gotten back together with my high school sweetheart, and we were gonna go out and do something. No, we were having like a small like get together. We were gonna drink and do all this
gathering like always.
People. And do you remember you came into my room to wake me up, and I was sleeping in bed like this.
Like a fucking vampire.
What
do you remember?
Yeah, dude. You were
like that, bro?
You were too lit.
Who fucking sleeps like that, dude?
It was one of two things. We were both relatively still new in the labor force that involves heavy industrial tools. So your forearms would just be throbbing after a week.
Oh, yeah. Like, I still got fucking veins from that shit.
That job will break your body, and it will ruin your bank account because it doesn't pay you enough to buy Bengay. So you have to buy Bengay off-brand, like Phil Queer.
Sorry, I appreciated that.
It was, wow, what a time to be alive there. Oh, God, there's so many bizarre ass moments. Ugh.
Oh, dude, remember the party we went to with your coworkers from there? And
Federated. Yeah.
Federated. And I had gone to this party, and I was like drinking a bunch and shit. And then I remember I felt like sometimes you get a little pukey when you're drunk.
Yeah. It's like
sometimes you get a little pukey. And I was walking back to the actual like garage and shit, and I saw Dan, and then all of a sudden I just I threw on my hand,
just in his hand,
only on my hand, and then Dan was like, "Oh my God, did you just fucking throw up on your hand?" And I just looked at you. I was like, "Shh." And then I just like ran into the house.
Was this the same night where Tara took a big chunk out of my shoulder?
Yes, she bit the fuck out of him. Yeah, I remember that.
You know what also happened that night? I talked about when my nipples used to be pierced and she tried to put an earring through my nipple. You remember that?
How'd that work out?
Oh, terrible. But I'm glad she bit me because that hurt a lot more than stretching my nip. So I didn't have to think about that. But do you remember this? Do you remember what got her so pissed off?
No.
Do you remember Jake?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jake was in Devin's room getting the sloppy toppy from Tara and another girl. And somebody came in and then left and was like, yo, he's getting topped up in there. And then more people came in. And she went berserk. And I picked her up and I put her in the kitchen and I stood in the doorway. She was like, no, I'm gonna fucking blah, 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 blah. And I was like, stop. Like, you need to relax. Quit it. That's enough. Stop. And she was just like, aha! Here's what's worse.
That's a bitch.
After that, she went outside. Cedric is still outside. Do you know what you did, Cedric? Do you know what you did?
What did I do?
No way!
Yeah, I remember. After all that. Her bite to you.
All of that. So, I had penis on my back, and then you had my back and penis on your lips. So, after that, we were fucking done. We started walking home, and Devin had this, like, weird Mormon girlfriend. I don't know. She was, like, I think she was gay, but she wasn't gay. And she came and picked us up in her bright orange Jeep Wrangler. Do you remember?
Yep.
And she took us home because you couldn't relay to your mom where we were. And then she hung up on you.
Oh, my God.
I was too lit. I was way too lit. Oh, shit. What time are we at?
I think we're about done here.
Well, fellas, it's been 110% real. We have 101 Dalmatians to revisit. There's so many stories.
So many, dude. This has been a pleasure. This is probably going to be our most censored podcast. So we'll make a trophy and we'll send it to you.
Do me a favor. I want you, every time you decide to censor a word, I want it to be various animal noises.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. And we're going to have to do this again. I'm going to have to get it all together. Don't forget, going on stage tomorrow, Thursday, the Blue Room.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to you. Let's talk about that. Like, You're venturing into the world of stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna kill it, dude. You're gonna crush it.
Yeah, you got a good personality. You're charming. You got that serial killer energy that I think a lot of people will connect with on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
And if not, I will have to physically crush people. So it's a win-win.
That's okay, yeah.
Dude, you're a meat man. Just after every joke, just
That's what comes up. Comic serial killer. It's like a choose your own adventure, but it's not up to me.
It's up for the people that try you.
As long as you're not one of those weird clean comics that are like, I love
it, Bobby.
Gosh dang it! And I told that son of a gun. I don't know.
That if you come back here, you come back here with a warrant.
You know you're a redneck if you got your nipples fucking pierced. Have your dog pull on
his face.
Maybe not that last part, but
yeah, right.
You know you're a redneck if you like.
I can see the redneck if you have a mullet, but
yeah.
if you have a mullet, you can't be a redneck because your neck would be, hidden.
If you like putting nails through your dick hole, you just might be a redneck.
Dude, let's see the mullet real quick. Let me get hell yeah, dude.
It's getting powerful.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot.
Done by Vidal Sassoon.
Hell yeah. But Dan boy, it's been a pleasure.
It's a knockoff. It's like Vidal Sassoon. It's some weird Ukrainian woman. She's like, you want a haircut? I didn't even ask for this. This is all she knew how to do. So.
Well, you know what?
Anyway, it's been real, fellas. It is time to sign off for me.
All right. We're going to head out of here, too.
Yeah, it's about that time.
So, yeah, SpookiBoiz, did you have anything you wanted to shout out real quick?
Shout out to my knees.
Your knees?
Yeah.
What about your boys or whatever from work?
Oh yeah. Not yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, okay. I do want to shout out, again, Legal Aliens Podcast. I want to shout out my art Instagram. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok now. We're on Apple Podcasts and pretty much wherever you get your shit from. So I guess that's it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Wow.